I tried to believe myself that I can heal, and my thought process was, if you got a same patient in the hospital with the same illness, the one who has got a positive mindset, the one who believes that he can heal better, will get better. So I was kind of self-meditating, thinking that I can get better, and eventually, I was 95% okay. As I was coming down around 8,450 meters, a climber was, she was left behind by the team and the guides, and I decided to, rescue her alone. And it took me 90 minutes to rescue from balcony down to Camp 4. And at that point, I handed to the rescue team. And just to give you an example, the rescue team took 2 days to bring her from Camp 4 to Camp 2. So that was like, and then at that point I realized, wow, if I have this oxygen at 8,000 meters, I can save someone's life like that. So even though my goal was to climb all this mountain without oxygen, at that point I realized it wasn't about the ego. But yeah, so, and then within 4 days of summiting Everest, I was in operation kicking doors. So if I say I don't have a fear, then I'm lying. I do have a fear, I'm human as well, but I kind of manage that properly. Going for any mission, of course, you're gonna have like hairs coming in the back of your neck and all that, but then you cannot just let that fear freeze you. You just have to turn that into, again, the positive. You cannot let it, become so overwhelmed that you cannot do anything. Just like now, just boom, boom. Now, if you do everything right, if you just focus on that moment where you're doing, then you'll be okay. If people worry about how you're doing rather than what you're doing right now, then you're gonna mess up. We're human, we make mistakes. But as long as you don't repeat that mistake again, you're done. And if you repeat that mistake again and again, then you're stupid. We are human. And you see like me as a robust and all that, but at the end of the day, we are human. The bottom line is, doesn't matter what you do in life, you will always find someone bigger, you always find someone stronger, you will always find someone good looking, handsome, beautiful, whatever it is, than you in whatever thing that is. But then you are just fighting your own war. Don't compete against anybody else. Just try to be best and better than who you were yesterday, and then you will do so much well. Then you'll not have all this jealousy, because the jealousy will kill you and all that stuff. So rather than all these things, focus on this kind of stuff. And if you have a purpose in life, and if that's something that you love doing that as well, then you'll be successful. You need to have purpose in order to do bigger mission. You can't just do it for the sake of doing it. No one knows you better than yourself. Only you know who you are. So if you believe in that, just go for it. And if you don't believe in that, who's gonna believe in that? So just commit and make that happen. Hard work is required. Everything in life doesn't just happen. Success doesn't just come. You got to put your time, effort, hard work, dedications, and you need all those components to lead towards your end goal. Without sacrifice, nothing bigger happens. Everything's not given. It's a fine balance. For example, a lot of people around me have sacrificed what they want in order for me to achieve this. This is a whole teamwork, it's a family. And of course, as a person, you sacrifice stuff as well, but then other people are doing as well. So it's a cycle that evolves around, and for somebody to be successful, everybody has to sacrifice something. And for example, if you got a great coach who is training you, he's sacrificing some time and all that. So without sacrificing, nothing happens. So you have to give something. So in 2017, I was one of the lead instructor for the Karrak expedition on Everest. So we gather all the Sherpas, in a team of Sherpas and myself and one another instructors, and then we open the route. And then that's like the Sherpas and Gaiakas working together to make this impossible happen. And yeah, we opened the route for not only our team but for the rest of the season's mountaineer. And after that, I came to Kathmandu. We partied with the boys, with the team. Then I went up again. Then I climbed Everest again, Lhotse, which is the world's 4th highest mountain, and Makalu, which is the world's 5th highest mountain, in 5 days. And in that 5 days in between, I stopped at Namche Bazaar for partying for 2 nights. Otherwise, I could have done that in 3 days. And at the end, what happened was I was at Makalu base camp. I was waiting for the helicopter to come and pick me up because I had to be back in UK for my special forces tax. But then the heli didn't come because of the weather. And I couldn't just keep waiting, so I ran from the base camp to the Noom. So it's about like 6 to 8 days worth of trekking depending upon who you are. And we covered that distance in just 18 hours and I was still okay. So I was like, oh hello, this is something like I'm discovering myself. So at that point I realized I had so much to give into this mountaineering world and all that. So yeah, of course I knew that I was strong and all because climbing Everest in like in 3 weeks without any prior acclimatization, and in that 3 weeks I lost almost 10 days to get healed. So I was climbing Everest almost in like less than 9 days, if honest. If I remove that recovery time. And then I climbed the Dhaulagiri in 14 days, and of course I felt like I was strong, but I never knew that I could do this at that point until I did that Everest, let's say Makali, in 5 days. Of course you get degraded, but then it's only a body. You just got to get control of that, and what it does is the brain, it's the mental. There were some moments where I was so much tired, I was in so much pain that I was just expecting like, I wish this big mountain and the avalanche come and bury me and kills me because all pain, everything is over. So I was like quite at some point expecting that to happen. But they were like, Jesus, no, Nims, you are here for a reason. You got to do this. Come on, like all that. So, of course, there's always ups and downs in this kind of, extreme, adventure. So, but it's about how you deal with that and how you turn that negative energy into positive and just make it work. For example, at one point when I was going for my world record in 2017, my oxygen was stolen. I knew that, but then, if you just go mental and just like, oh, who stole my oxygen, at that altitude when your brain is not functioning properly and you are getting out of the control, it's not good for anybody else. Then I had to believe myself, a fake belief, but then I had to believe like, yes, your oxygen probably have been used to save someone's life. So I turned that by myself, believing that into that by myself, injecting into my brain by myself and just believing, yes, it's been there to use someone's life and someone is alive now, he's probably with his family or she's with his family. So come on, Nims, it's good, now let's make this work. So you got to think like that. Now we have a motto when you are obviously in the Gurkhas, it's better to die than to be a coward. It is certain, it is sad that we all have to go, but what you do when you leave is what it matters. Try to be somebody that you have an impact. Not necessarily you got to impact the whole world, but then even if you're that person, you are like being a really good family man, you are being a good husband or whatever it is, but then you're having that impact. It's good enough. For me, I never do things for money, because at the end of the day, doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much money you have, you're just gonna leave it in this earth, and you're gonna go. When you die, you just die, so, and I don't see that as my purpose and values. For me, it's purely about the purpose and the love for what I do. And I never joined special forces to be a general or to make money. I joined because I wanted to be part of that cool group. I wanted to be good enough to be part of that those elite fighting men, and that was the desire, not to not any other stuff. And even though you get paid double than the military normal military colleagues, even though your pension is better, even though you get you stay in a 5-star hotel and all this kind of like James Bond stuff that you hear, But then it wasn't for the financial gain, to be honest. And I think if you put financial gain over a mission, then I don't think that will always be successful. Money doesn't buy me.